Hello, good day everyone. This is Arvin Alonso, once again demonstrating to you basics of IT application tools, this time in Microsoft Excel. The focus of this video presentation is how to prepare tables or datasets with Microsoft Excel. Take note that data presentation in Microsoft Excel is very important. Why? Because data are supposed to facilitate analysis, interpretation, and even to give a more effective, rapid communication on complex issues and situations. So, in data presentation, particularly when we talk of data sets for statistical analysis, it is very important to take note that we just make our tables simple. So, let's get started. By the way, the definition of a table is composed of columns and rows, and therefore the worksheet itself is a table. So I believe you know how to type data into the worksheet. Let us just have full example on how to type data in Microsoft Excel or other spreadsheet for that matter. So assuming that these are the columns that uh, we need in our data sets. So what we need to do is to type the data values in the different rows. So for example, we have the following. So we can actually type directly those data. But if we have certain format to follow or conditions to follow in entering our data, then it is better to prepare a data validation for the data values that we enter. Say, for example, in age, we can have a data validation for age so that we can limit the data values entered into the cell. So to do that, we go to data, data validation, and then we set the setting criteria for allow. And for age, you're going to use whole number, and perhaps we can have a minimum value of 20 and a maximum value of 65, assuming that this data set pertains to a data data set for employees. Okay, so click OK. By the way, if you would like to use the input message, this will just serve as a guide for the user what to input into the cell. Say, for example, we make use of between 20 to 65. And then the error alert will be displayed once you violated or once the user violated the data validation. Say, for example, entry is incorrect. Try again. Click OK. So we do the same with marital status, with sex, with average monthly income, and highest educational attainment. Since the marital status contains list of choices, then our allow will be list. Then we can have a source here. If the source is coming from certain column in your worksheet, then you can have that range of cells. But we can type the values here. For example, we can have single, comma, married, widow, widower, separated, or annulled. Just the same, you can have the input message and the error alert if you want to. Click OK. For sex, we can again use list. Then we can have male or female, or you can just have M comma F. M to represent male, F for female. For average monthly income, we can use allow decimal values, and it will be between 0 to a possible maximum value. Say for example, 250,000 as the maximum value for average monthly income. Again, you can have an input message and an error alert. Say for example, uh, out of range as an error alert. For educational attainment, we can have again list. This time, we can just make use of numeric values to represent the educational attainment. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the input message, we will give the user a hint. What is 1 for? Say for example, 1 for elementary, 2 for secondary or high school, 3 for college, 4 for graduate studies, and 5 postgraduate studies. Then for the error alert, enter numeric value only. Click OK. Now, if we are done with the data validation, we check whether our data validation is working well. Say, for example, under age, we try to enter 0. It will not accept. Why? Because the data validation that we have set is from 20 to 65. Say, for example, we make use of 22, then the value is accepted. Next, under marital status, we can either select single, married, widow, or separated or annulled. And then under sex, we can either have M or F, select from the choices, or you can simply type the letter. Take note, if you enter an incorrect value, it will not be accepted. Under average monthly income, say for example, we enter 20,000. It is accepted. Why? Because it is between 0 to 250,000. For educational attainment, you notice that we have an input message here which gives the user a guide on what to enter in this value. So say for example, I will enter 4 as to represent graduate studies. There we go. Our data validation is working well. Now, next is to convert or format this worksheet into table so that whatever data validation that we set, whatever format that we set in our data values under row 2, it will be used in the next rows or succeeding rows of our data sets. Next that we're going to do is to convert our worksheet into table. Why? So that whatever data validation that we have set under the different columns for our data sets, or whatever format that we applied, it will be utilized in the succeeding rows of our data set. How to do it? We just select Format as Table under the Home tab and then select whatever layout that you would like to use or style that you would like to use. Say, for example, I will select this one and then click OK. So under this Format as Table dialog box, check whether the source of your data is correct. If it's not correct, you just click this one and then select the range of values to be part of the table. Then click this one to go back. Then if you have headers in your data set, then this should be clicked or selected. Click OK when done. You now have the data values formatted as table. So once we enter the next value, automatically all the data validation that we have set will be applied in the succeeding rows. Take note, it is very important to set a data validation before you enter your data sets so that you will avoid necessary errors because of the limitation that the data validation have set it for you. So I hope you learned something new in this video presentation. God bless everyone.